Let's discuss today web forms and Authentisign.
Perfect.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, uh, this is the listing which Neeraj has posted. He has listed this house. So let's put an offer for that, and we'll go to web forms and Authentisign. And here it's 885 Walton Court, which is the name it has automatically chosen. So template, because it's a freehold house, we are gonna do this one, freehold. No, it was this one, HLP, residential sale freehold. So let's select that, and let me see who is there. Okay. Okay, now it's going to import the data, and if you are doing it not through the listing, so I'm going to close it. I'm going to show you how to do that. So this is the house we are going to do, and this is its MLS number. So copy the MLS number and then go to Webforms Authentisign, and here do create transaction. Name, we are going to give 885 Walton Court, Whitby. Template, it's a residential freehold sale. I have to make it offer. I will do it today, I promise. And then import data, and it's listed in Toronto Real Estate Board. And select type, it's a freehold property, and MLS number, I just copied it from there. This is the MLS number, and add me as the cooperative salesperson, and I'm gonna create it. If you have any question, you can ask me anytime. Okay, in this we have the information which has been imported from the listing, and it gives the property width, property depth, assessment roll number, and lot size is feet. Legal description is this one, and make sure that the legal description is complete. Sometimes it doesn't fit in the listing, so it's not full. So what we are going to do is we'll go back, we'll go to Geo Warehouse, and in the Geo Warehouse, we'll see the legal description is PCL 240. It seems like it is complete. We'll go back to the dashboard. Sorry, right here, and up to Whitby. So it's complete. Then match the assessment roll number with the Geo Warehouse, information from Geo Warehouse, and here, just one second, I got one message. Ravinder says that he can't see the screen. Let me check it out.
No, but screen is shared.
It is shared. Ravinder, can you see it or no? I just got your message. All right, let me know. And so what we have to do is, it says present use. there is nothing is written there. So whatever present use is, it will be continued. And now the purchase price. So it's listed for 999. So I'm gonna put an offer for 1.4 million, and the property includes. Here, what we have to do is, it says here, a garage has a separate 220 amp panel and insulated walls, include all appliances and light fixtures, includes garden shed and pergola, uh, one garage door opener, Windows 2014, furnace 2016, HWT is a rental, like hot water tank is a rental. And what we are going to do is, it says the all appliances and light fixtures, and includes garden shed and pergola. So we can write down there in this, property include all appliances, and it's your responsibility to know the how many appliances are there, and which make and model are there. So it's please note it down when you are buying that property, or when you are buying this property for your client. And all appliances, all light fixtures, or take a picture or photographs, like when you are viewing the property, and if the client likes it. And property excludes nothing. Rental items is hot water tank. Additional schedules, let's see if they have the schedule B there or not. We'll check it out. Other property information, broker bay, geo warehouse. Let me go to the other property information. It's a COVID information sheet, and virtual tour, broker bay. They don't have the uh, schedule B, so you don't need to include that because it's not there. Or you can ask uh, the realtor that do you have the schedule B, and get the schedule B from him or her. So we are not gonna write here. Where is the? It's only schedule A. Deposit, say it's 50,000, or you can check it from the listing how much deposit they are asking, and is there any additional deposit, and then go to next. Offer date, I'm going to put it to today, although the offer date mentioned in this is February 25 at 7 p.m., but we are doing it for today, and we will put up the, just 1 second. We will put up the irrevocability date till tonight. So 19th, acceptance date, additional deposit, it's not there. And closing date, say we will put up the May, or if something is written in the listing, let's see, it says 30 or 60 days. So let's do 60 days. This is Saturday, Monday, Tuesday, whatever. And then closing date is Tuesday, April 19th. Then title search date is 2 weeks prior to that. Say it is April, it was the 19th, so we'll take 5th. See, okay, and we'll go next. So these are the contacts. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add buyers into the contact list. So create a new transaction contact. So type is buyer. I'm going to put, say, which was the last time I put Paul Sharma. Paul, last name was Sharma, and I'm going to put email Paul Sharma at, say, yahoo.com. Legal name Paul Sharma. Preferred signatures, initials are PS, and let's save it. So we have, this is the cooperative brokerage, this is the listing brokerage, and this is the salesperson, listing salesperson. This is the cooperative salesperson, and these are the sellers, and this is a buyer. So a question for you: will this be a okay? I'll ask that question after. We'll go next, and these are the forms which are required. And then let's go to next. As Paul Sharma is a realtor, and he may be buying it for himself, the property. But there is an agent which is me, Ritesh Jhamb. So he doesn't have to give the form 160, which is a disclosure that he is buying a property for himself. Does it make sense or not? You know what form 160 is? Form 160 is acquisition of a property by a realtor. So although in this case, Paul Sharma, who is a realtor, he is not acting as a realtor to this property, but as he is a realtor, then he has to give form 160 in any case. We'll add this. So let's add 160. So 160 is a registered disclosure of interest, acquisition of property. We'll add that. Okay. Now we'll go next. These are the documents. So in the documents, we don't have anything, but we can have Schedule B if it has been provided by the our realtor, like the listing realtor. We'll put it over here, Schedule B, and then it is all done. Now we have the forms here, all the forms. So we have to check all the forms one by one, and we have to send these forms for signatures. And how to do that, we'll come to that. Let's start with form 100. Okay, the today's date is there. Buyer is a Paul Sharma, Shri Prakash, and Pragya Kumar. So what you have to do is, because it's in the one section, and there is this section which is empty. So if we go down there, down below, where the signatures are, signatures of the seller, see it gives the signature at only one row here. So this row is empty. So sometimes it is like a bit confusing that who has signed and who hasn't signed. So what we have to do is we have to take this out just to fix it, put the name here, and take the and out, because and is always there. So now if you go down, I have to save it. When I save it on below, it will separate it out. It should. Let's see. It hasn't, but it will. Let me close this and we'll open it again. We'll open it. It is showing here somehow, I'm not sure why, but this name has come down. Let's see what's wrong here. This is good. Everything is good. So somehow, so if that is the case, it may be a technical glitch. So you can take this thing out. And here it is okay. Everything seems good to me now. So let's go one by one to all the rows. This is good. This one is good. And the property address is this one. These things are not written in the listing, so they didn't appear. But if you want to see that, that's fronting on this side of the row and in the city of, so you can go to Geo Warehouse, and usually the map here down below, this is, the top is always north. This is north. And this is north. So, and this is the street, Walton Court. So it is, if this is north, this side is west. So if it's west, so it's facing west, west to Walton Court. If you want to write, you can write it out. Otherwise, because we have the, just one second, the ARN number, the legal description, it describes the property and there is no confusion that this is the right property or not. So in this case, you may not need it, but if you want to fill it up, you can fill it up. And we have put up the price here, which is 1,400,000, and 50,000 is our deposit. But here, this thing is empty. What we have to do is, we have to do upon acceptance, which is usually the case. And when it's upon acceptance, then as soon as the offer is accepted, then we have to give the deposit. And by negotiable check, payable to whom? To this realty, like our realty. I'm going to copy it, paste it, and it's the best. And put interest in front of it. We have schedule A and B if it's there. You can put a comma here, or schedules A, put and B. Irrevocability by buyer until PM. What time? 11:59. So the same date, 19th February 22. Completion date is 19th April 22, which is 60 days. And all light fixtures and the email address for delivery to documents to seller. Go to the listing, click on the name of the listing salesperson and copy this email, close it. Fixtures excluded, nothing was written there. Hot water tank, HST is included in. And this thing I'm telling you again and again, if you are not confirmed, leave it empty. Okay, then everything seems good to me. And the only thing here, my name is missing, authorized to bind the brokerage. So I'm going to put my name here. And here, if you want to put the Neeraj, you can put it. Otherwise, when it go to the listing agent, he's going to put it by himself. Let me see. Someone is there. Okay, we'll go down. There are so many conditions in it. I know Neeraj is not going to like it, but let it be there. And we'll discuss one condition by condition. The seller agrees to provide existing survey of the said property showing the current location. I think this is the buyer agrees to pay the balance of the purchase price. Like we are giving 50,000, the balance is left. So subject to the adjustment to the seller on completion of this transaction with funds drawn on lawyer's trust account in the form of bank draft, certified check, or wire transfer using the large value transfer system. So here, subject to adjustments. So what type of adjustments they are? Anybody? You can unmute yourself, and if you want to say, you can say. Okay, suppose you have a home inspection done, and the home inspection says that this much work is required in this house, or there are missing few things like the appliance, one of the appliances is not working. Then on the day of closing, what we can do is we can settle with the lawyers can settle among themselves that for this particular thing, so how much value it should be, or the two agents can discuss after discussing with their clients, then whatever adjustment is to be done, so that adjustment will be done on the day of closing. So some credit to be given to the buyer, or some credit is to be given to the seller if he is leaving something extra over there, which buyer and seller agrees to. Then the second condition is this offer is conditional upon the buyer arranging at the buyer's own expense a new dollar. Here, what you have to do is you have to put a amount. So suppose you are putting 20% down, or the Pal Sharma is putting 20% down. We have put the offer for 1.4 million. So 280, 280,000 is putting, and so the left, whatever is left, like say it's mm, 12, 20. So we are going to put 12, 20,000. Charge mortgage satisfactory to buyer in buyer's sole and absolute discretion unless the buyer gives a notice in writing delivered to the seller personally or in accordance with any other provisions for the delivery of the notice in this agreement of purchase and sale or any schedule there to within 5 business days. So we have to give a notice to them within 5 business days. To whom? To the email address. We put it up there, which was the Neeraj's email address right here. That's why we put it up, because we were including the conditions in it, and this is the notices we have to give. And here it says, in this agreement of purchase and sale or any schedule thereto within 5 business days, excluding Saturday, Sunday, and statutory holidays, if the condition, this condition is completing on, say, Saturday morning, then we have the Sunday automatically added into that, although it's a sixth day, but we have written here business days. So that doesn't count. So it will automatically goes to Monday. And that this condition is fulfilled. So we have to give them a notice that this condition has been fulfilled, and otherwise this offer shall be null and void, and the deposit shall be returned to the buyer in full without deduction. This condition is included for the benefit of the buyer and may be waived at buyer's sole option by notice in writing to the seller as aforesaid within the time period stated herein. The time period stated herein is 5 business days. And then similar condition is here for the inspection, like the home inspection. Then the seller agrees to provide an existing survey if available nowadays of the said property showing. So it's not a condition, it's not a binding condition, because we have already put if available in that. When we put the if available, it means if it's there, it's good. If it's not there, let it be. And then the seller represents and warrants that all existing flooring and floor covering, drapery, tracks, ceiling fans, fixtures, built-in appliances, bathroom mirror, heating, ventilating, air conditioning equipment. So this whole thing, the complete thing, it should be there as it is. But this is not a binding condition. You cannot get away uh, from this offer with this condition, because this is the general condition. It says that it has to be there. If the seller removes some things, and then they can settle it, because we have put up over there subject to adjustments, so then they can settle it during the closing.
I have a question.
Sure.
If you go to the
Just
salary,
yeah,
to the cell, go up, please.
Mhm.
Yeah, existing survey if available means available with whom, like with the seller, with the
Definitely. Because who is agreeing that? Seller agrees to
okay, provide
that. Yes, provide the survey if available
if available with the seller.
with the seller. Definitely, yes.
Okay, and how he will always say he don't have it.
That's okay. That's okay. Usually in the freehold resale properties, they don't have it. But
Okay, even if they have it, we cannot prove it that they don't have it.
but
He can say he don't have.
okay, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Usually what happens is, when they're disposing of the property, when they are going away with the property, they
Yeah.
don't keep the documents what they have.
Okay.
So if the surveys they have, they usually give it.
Okay. And
So
is there a way to get a? I know there is some mechanism to get it from the city. So
yes.
is it what is the lead time of this?
Again,
The lead time to get this survey from the authorities. How much time it takes?
it takes few cities they take 2 weeks, and few cities take 4 to 6 weeks as well.
And it is having a cost.
Yes, very nominal, like $5 or $10.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
That's all.
no worries. And it says here that they have to give the survey if available. I just put the if available now here, because usually it's not available, and we don't want the deal to fall through because of the survey. And here it says the property since the date of this survey within 48 hours of the acceptance of this offer. So if they have it, they're going to give us a copy. The seller, we discussed this.
Can
And-
the buyer request a survey?
Pardon?
Can a buyer request a survey?
Yes, it's the buyer which is requesting. We are putting the offer on the buyer.
No, from the city. If the seller doesn't agree.
No. We need to get it signed by the owner of the property.
Okay.
Owner of the property now is the seller, and after closing, you will be the owner, and you can get it.
Okay. After the sale.
Yes. Then the seller represents and warrants that, to the best of the seller's knowledge, during the time seller has owned the property and buildings and structures therein have not been used for any criminal use or activity, this warranty shall survive and not merge on the completion of this transaction. So it says that this warranty will remain in force. So it won't merge when the transaction has completed. Still, this warranty will remain in force.
One more question, sorry here. When we were doing like training with the Humber, there was this clause they mentioned a lot of time, and there was a criminal use plus they always used to add growing of marijuana something. So
We
is
have
that?
it underneath.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's other one. Sorry.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. What was the question?
So they have like after the criminal use, they always used to put the growing of marijuana or
Yeah,
something.
that's a different condition.
But it has to be with this because what I have seen it usually they mention it together.
No, it depends. We have
Okay.
to put it in.
So so
So
there is no hard rule for that. Okay.
no, these are just the conditions,
Okay.
right? So
Okay.
nowadays, if you put it to that condition, because they have got like many offers, so they like whatever has got the most conditions, they automatically reject it. So because it's a seller's market. But there are like few conditions which you have to put it in. Like number one, it has to be when you get a house, it has to be in a good condition, in a broom swept condition. And there is another one. You have to have a couple of showings prior to the closing, so that is required as well. And there is another condition which says that there shouldn't be any flooding or anything. If something is there, so let us know. I'll show you. We'll come to that. Where were we? The seller represent and warrants that existing flooring, floor coverings, we discussed that. The seller represent and warrants that during the seller building structure there have not been used a criminal use or activity. This warranty shall survive and not merge on completion of the transaction. Then the seller warrants and represents that the air conditioning systems are free and clear from all liens and that's if they have got a furnace or if they have got say hot water tank. So hot water tank, they mentioned that it's a rental, and sometimes there is a furnace which is rental, sometimes they have the air conditioning which is rental, and they have to tell us that this is rental, and there is a lien on the property because of that. So this is condition covers all of that. And then the seller represents and warrants that on completion, there is no knowledge or damage of the basement, roof, or elsewhere caused by water seepage or flooding. The parties agree that these representation and warranty shall survive and not merge on completion of this transaction, but apply only to the state of the property at the completion of this transaction. So it says that this warranty by a seller will survive, will stay there even after the completion of like the closing of this property, but at the but apply only to the state of the property at completion of this transaction. When it was completed, like when there was a closing, there shouldn't be any leakage or seepage in the property. Then the next one, buyer shall be allowed to visit the subject property 2 times prior to the closing at the reasonable times with 24-hour notice to the seller. The seller agrees to provide, this is the I repeated that, and we can delete that thing. And here the cannabis, what we are going to do is we can put the cannabis buyer acknowledgement and declaration seller represent and warrants. So if you put that, it says the seller represent and warrants that during the time the seller has owned the property, the use of property and the building and structures thereon uh, has not been for the sale, distribution, cultivation, propagation, or harvesting of any of the cannabis or cannabis plants within the meaning of Cannabis Act, so and so. So we can include that condition, close it, and how to include that? Click on that, say OK, and confirm. A new page has been added. The seller representative runs that this was the flooring. We'll go down. The seller representative runs that during the time the seller has owned the property. So this is the cannabis clause, and this page has automatically added to cover the all the conditions which we have put it in. And then this is the form 100. We'll go back. Now you know how to enter the clause. So I'll show you one more thing. If you go to clause, we have our office clauses. Go to office clauses. So there are like we have discussed with the lawyer and made these clauses so that it's easy to interpret, and it covers all your whatever it's meant for. So you can take it from here and you can search from this as well, any of the clause. So it's better you take the office clauses, because there are general clauses which are in the ORIA as well as Toronto Real Estate Board, but these office clauses are specific to our office. Okay, so what we are going to do is, I showed you one form, and then we will save it and go back to the dashboard, transaction dashboard. Now let's do the confirmation of cooperation and representation. In this, the listing brokerage represents the interest of seller in this transaction. It is further understood and agreed that the listing brokerage is not representing and providing customer service to the buyer. But in this case, we are, because it's the same brokerage. That's why I chose the listing, which was of our brokerage, just to let you know that the listing brokerage is providing customer service to the buyer. But in this case, we are not providing the customer service to the buyer. We are providing the full service, which is the client service to the buyer. And then we have to select the multiple representation here. So multiple representation says the listing brokerage has entered into a buyer representation agreement. So we have entered into a buyer representation agreement, and the listing brokerage represents the interest of the seller in this transaction. Then a property sold by buyer brokerage, property not listed, this is not applicable. And here, cooperative brokerage representation, our cooperative brokerage as well as the listing brokerage, both are same. So we are going to put the cooperative brokerage represents the interest of buyer in this transaction. Although we are the listing brokerage, but we are cooperative brokerage as well in this case. So the commission is 2.5 plus HST. It's written there down below. And both sides, it is the same brokerage. And one is me, another is Neeraj. And here we have to get it signed. It's the consent for multiple representation. In case these two are different, then there is no need. But in this case, both are same. So we need to get the initials of buyer as well as the seller. Any questions so far? Okay, now we'll go to, I'm not going to discuss all the forms. So these were the two major forms, and rest you do it by yourself. And in case of any questions, you can call me. I'm just one phone call away usually. Sometimes I don't reply, but I will call you back in few minutes. And then let's go back. And in this case, what we have to do is here, this is Authentisign. Authentisign, what does it do? It sends the forms for signatures to various parties. So I'll show you one by one. I'm going to click Authentisign. And here it says the add. I'm going to create a new a transaction or the signing transaction. Signing name is 885 Walton Court, Whitby. And transaction optional, it has got, if we don't choose the transaction here, the forms and everything won't come. So I'm going to choose this 885 Walton Court, Whitby. And because we created this transaction before, and I'm taking this transaction, signing name and transaction, they can be different. So here I can put Neeraj Paul. So whatever. And I'm going to save it. Okay. And see this says the signing name. So you can change it. So when it goes to your clients for signing, it will say Neeraj Paul. So that won't make sense. So you can change it to 885 Walton. Right? And we will go. There is here, there are 5 things I'm going to show you. Signers, docs, tools, layouts, and options. So these 5 things we are going to go and discuss one by one. It says set the signing order. Signing order is first the if you want to set a signing order, then it will go to buyer 1 first, buyer 2 after, and then to the sales representative or like we guys or the cooperative salesperson. So, but in this case, what we are going to do is we are going to keep it off. Whosoever signs first, it doesn't matter. It has to be signed. And then you will be emailed a finalized version of the documents when the signing is complete. And here, add yourself in this transaction. Yes, I am adding myself, Ritesh Jhamb, and role is cooperative salesperson. And then signer type is a remote signer. It can be a reviewer or just a copy, like CC, carbon copy. So we need a remote signer because Ritesh Jhamb has to sign. The remote signer participant type requires at least one assigned signer action placed on the documents. I'm going to tell you what exactly it is. These can be added from tools or by adding layout. Then customize, and I have to put my full signatures here. That's how I want it. And here are the initials, which are RJ. And this is the draw signature if you want to draw the signature, or if you want to upload the signature image or choose signature font. So you can take it out if you want to, or you can put it in. So whatever, if 3 options are chosen, so your client can either choose a signature font, or they can draw a signature or upload their signature image. And then we are going to save it. So one person has been saved. Now add another participant. I'm going to add Paul Sharma now. P-A-U-L, Paul Sharma. Email. So I'm going to put my other email here. And role is buyer. You can remember we put up the email for Paul Sharma in the forms. So that email can be different from this email. It doesn't have to be same. But if it's the same, it's the same. And here you can save it to my contact list, add to the transaction. And then sign type is a remote signer, custom signatures, all. Here it's PS, English, and we're going to save it. So there are two contacts which have been saved, and then we will go to the docs. Is there any signatures left? One is the buyer and another is the cooperative salesperson. So we have to get it signed by two persons, the offer. The seller, what we are going to do is we are going to sign this and send it to the seller or the listing agent, and it's his responsibility to get it signed by the seller. We'll go to docs. Now add a document or form. So we click it. So all the forms which were there, they are listed here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add just a couple of forms which we discussed, and rest I'm going to leave it for now. And schedule B if it's there, and close it. Okay. If you want to add more forms, you can add more forms. Then it comes tools. In this, here, if you see, there is a my name and the Paul Sharma. There are two names there. So these actions belongs to the first one. So if you have selected Ritesh Jhamb here, so sign here, text line, everything here, it is for this person. And underneath signers field, full name, auto date, email address, auto time. I'm gonna go one by one and we'll discuss it. These are markups, and markups are where we want to change something, or we'll go there one by one anyways. Okay, the first one, let's check out this thing. And while I was making an offer, I got a call from Neeraj. He says, if you want to buy a house, don't put offer for 1.4. Put offer for 1.45 if you want a house, because he already received an offer which is 1.425. He wants 1.45. And I talked to my client and he says, okay, let's do that. Let's do 1.45 because this house is very good. So what I have to do is I have to change this. So then I have to use the markup tools right here. And this is the strike through. I'm going to click on that. And this is a pencil. So I click on that, and here as well. It has been done. Now I have to write the other value here, like which we discussed. So here I'm going to put 1, 4, 1, 4, 5, 0, So it's better to put a comma there. So I am correcting it before we even signed it. So here I'm going to go there to the text box. Enter 1 million for 1,045,000 or 450. 1,400,000. And this thing, I'm gonna stretch it a bit so that it comes in one line. And this has been done. The correction has been done. Now what I need to do is we have to put a initial. This is Ritesh. So we don't need that. I'm gonna delete that. So whose signatures we need? Paul's. I'm gonna change that to Paul Sharma and click on that initial, and wherever there is a correction, so we have to get it signed by our buyer or seller. So here, sure, please.
You hasn't, sorry, you haven't submitted this offer, but
Mhm.
you changed your mind, or your buyer changed the mind.
Yep.
And why it is redlined then? Why it is not, you can delete and amend it? Because it was not sent out to anybody or was not signed.
Okay. I was to show you that you
Okay.
can go back,
Okay.
go back and you can do it. I'm just telling you that this is the way the corrections can be done.
Okay, got it.
Okay. So this is the initial. This is the initial, and then here initials of the buyer. It's already there. So most of the things, Authentisign is like usually put it up automatically, and but you have to again recheck it. This is the like initials by the buyer, and this is good. This is perfect. We have it, and yes, it's the signatures, and automatically this date, month, date, and the year is here. We don't need their signatures. It's a Neeraj's responsibility to get it signed by them. And here it's a Paul's signature. So Paul has come 2 times here. So what we have to do is we are not going to sign on 2 places. We are going to sign only at 1 place. And this is a glitch in the system which has brought this, but leave it, because we are not signing on this thing, and there is only one signature and one date, and then here my signatures are missing. So what I'm going to do is I'll go to my signatures, sign here, and I'm going to drag and drop to here. So this form is completed, and let's go to the next form. I believe it says Paul Sharma 2 times, because probably I'm not sure why it's coming 2 times. We did it for only 1 time.
No, it is a glitch. Even I made a offer last week, and it was coming up the same way.
Yeah. So leave it. Don't worry about it, because it's the one person, same name, same everything, and we are signing only at one place. And then this is the initials here, and these are the initials here. In this case, the initials here, and here my signatures and date. Everything seems good, and here we have to fill up the schedule B because we didn't fill it up there. So in this case, what we have to do is we have to same things here, signers field, full name. We can do it two ways. One is this one. So this Ritesh Jhamb will come here. So I'm going to delete because it's not me who is buying the property. It is Paul. So we can go to Paul and we'll have the full name. Seller's name, we have to type it. So how to type it? You know that. We have to create a text box, click on that, and then they type the seller's name. For the property known as 885 Walton, we have to type it here, and today's date we have to type it. So once you type everything, then we have to put the buyer's signatures or the initial, sorry, Paul Sharma, initial here, and in the second, here also you have to fill that in, all the information, and this buyer's initials, where to put it over. Once everything is completed and to your satisfaction that everything has been completed, what we have to do is we have to say next. And the one thing which I wanted to tell you, which I missed, let me go back. I put my signatures here. I'm going to delete it for now, just to show you guys. And I click on next. It's a finalize signing setup, and this offer expires on this and this date. And I'm going to say send. So it is sending it. I don't know why it is sending it. It shouldn't. Let me go back, because there are I removed my signatures from here. Oh, there is one. Yes, right here. If there are no my, I deleted it. Say, if I delete it, so my signatures are not there. Then if I press the button next, why it's saying that? Okay, anyways, I'm gonna tell you because the timing is running out as well. So if my signatures are not there anywhere on the document, and I have created a contact who is a remote signer, then this transaction will not go ahead. It will say that there is a block, signing block, which is missing for Ritesh Jhamb because his signatures are not anywhere in this, because here there are signatures. That's why it was going ahead. So there are few signatures and here as well. So if there is no, like none of my signs are there, it won't go ahead. And once you say next, it is coming, it's a Shopify, but it should not be. Let me go back to status. We'll sign it. Let's sign this. It's signed. Now it's asking for the username and password on this. But anyways, once it is signed, it goes, let's see here, on my transactions, dashboard. Transactions are here. So in this transactions, we are not going to sign or anything now. This one, it has been already sent for signatures. Yes, I received email now. I can show you on this, but I received your signatures are requested. 885 Walton. It should have been in my email itself. Anyways, the signatures have been sent, and once it is signed, let me sign on my cell phone. Just 1 second. Start signing. You are going to see the start. Complete signing, and I did it. And the other one, I am signing on my mobile phone as I speak, and everything has been signed almost. Okay, if you refresh this, so 2 of 2 completed. Then if you click on this 885 Walton, and it will give you everything over here, view signed PDF. You can click on this. So this has been signed, and we'll go back. View signed certificates. I'll tell you a little thing. One of our salesperson, and he got a property. It was like a couple of weeks ago, and it was in Kitchener, and it was a duplex. And what happened? The seller said that he hasn't signed the offer, and I'm not sure whose signatures are these on that. And then the matter went into litigation, and then they discovered, like the lawyers, when they did the cross questioning, they discovered that the seller didn't sign, but what he did was he gave the username and password of his email to the listing salesperson and ask him, because he was driving, and ask him to sign it for himself. And then he thought that he will get away with that, but it didn't happen, because everything was on the listing salesperson. And they found out from these view signed certificates. So these certificates give the computer MAC address, the computer ID, as well as the IP address of whosoever has signed, and what time it has been signed, and what are their signatures, and everything. So this thing, and what was the operating system? It was Apple Safari or whatever it is. And this is a certificate. Like, all the information goes here. So don't do that. Even if your client says that, okay, sign it on my behalf. So don't do that. So tell him, whenever you are at a safer place or you stop, if you are driving, then do that. So don't do yourself, because ultimately he has to pay some compensation as well. So anyways, it's 12:07. And if you have any questions, let me know, and then I'm going to answer for another couple of minutes.
My question is not related to this very offer, but the one which you said Form 160 something.
Mhm.
So, in case someone is buying a pre-construction,
Mhm.
so and he's a realtor, so like in my case, if I'm investing somewhere, so do I need to mention it to the builder that I am a realtor and need to fill
It's
that form?
okay. It's always better to mention, and it's always better to disclose it. And
Okay, so
even if they are not cooperating, if
yeah,
they're cooperating, then you have to do that. If they are not cooperating, then also you have to mention it to them. And in your profession, you can write realtor.
okay. And one more thing, because I have two professions right now, so that was my primary, so I put that into the documentation when I was
Sure.
signing the. And so so I forgot actually. So is there a way I can go back and tell, and is there any cooling period in between that I can go back and tell them?
You can tell them anytime. It's no,
Okay.
you haven't acquired the property yet.
Yeah, yeah.
It's going to be at a later stage. I'm not sure whether you're going to keep it or not, but
Okay,
it was your interest in the property. Whenever
okay.
you have any interest in real estate property, as
Yeah.
a realtor, you have to tell and disclose that you are a realtor and you are
Okay,
acquiring it for your own purpose.
okay. This was one case. And what if I have acquired something pre-construction before getting my license?
You don't
That
have
time,
no,
no,
you
no,
don't have
at
to.
that time, but the registration has not been done. It is still pre-construction.
That's okay. That's okay.
Okay. Yeah.
You
Thank
signed
you.
an agreement before to that, so
Yeah.
it's APS when the APS is signed.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
No problem.
Hello, Mr. Ritesh. I have one other question.
Sure.
Okay, when I send the offer to the client,
Mhm.
like it is a buying person, so I am the buyer.
Mhm.
The seller, they change the price. Like example, I offered them 1 million,
Mhm.
then they put 1.1 million
Okay.
back.
Mhm.
So and then I have to change the figure. What should I have to do? Because they send by the email.
Okay. So what you have to do is you have to go back to the transaction. Go to home.
Yeah.
Go to this transaction.
Mm-hmm.
It will open up, and
Mm-hmm.
here are the documents.
Mm-hmm.
Click on plus sign.
Okay.
Upload that particular transaction here. Like whatever the corrected thing they have sent, the offer they have sent, you
Okay.
received from the seller. So
Yeah.
upload over here. Then
Yes.
to Authentisign again, and here create a new transaction if you want to, rather new transaction, and here you can put the counter offer 885. Save it. Sorry, we have to do the transaction, but anyways, we'll in the documents we can do it. I'll go back anyways, and just one second. Let me go back here.
So that's mean I have to download this email.
Definitely yes.
Okay.
Definitely yes.
Okay.
And then you have to upload in the documents. And
Document.
once it's uploaded here, then go to signers the same way
Same
and
way.
same way,
Okay.
and
Okay.
cut
I
it.
got it.
Yeah.
Okay. I got it. Thanks.
Okay. Perfect. Any other questions? All right, guys.
Sorry,
Yeah.
the previous question which gentleman asked. If we have to make a counter offer, or so we have to start uh, all again, or how?
No. That offer
Okay,
you have to upload in the documents,
okay,
and in the documents you can go to Authentisign
okay.
and choose the document which you
Uh-huh.
upload, and then on the right hand side, which was there, like the different
Yeah, the names.
block,
Yes.
yes,
Yeah,
signers and everything.
yeah.
So get that document over there
Okay,
and then cut like if there is only your initials are required, put the initials
Okay,
there.
red line. So you mean make a
That's
red line and then you initial it.
That's right.
That you acknowledge that. Okay, thank you.
Anything else? All right, guys, it's a long weekend. Happy Family Day to all of you, and enjoy, and don't work too hard.
We were planning to work in this weekend only.
That's good. All
Yeah.
right.
Thank you.
Have a nice day.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.